Imagine you spoke with the creator of the universe before your birth and got to choose the person you would become. You say, "I want to be the most courageous." The creator responds, "Then I will give you monsters."
Welcome. The dead return. The phoenix rises from the ashes, and as promised, we're going to share the message. It is said that the swan is mute its entire life. Upon the threshold of death, however, it sings one achingly beautiful song that steals the final breath from its chest, and then it expires upon the ultimate sigh. It is the most heartbreakingly wrenching song of ending. But the song of the phoenix, the song of the swan cannot compare. When the phoenix sees death beckoning, she lifts her voice in a tragic song of pain, of rending, of sorrow, that yet cannot mask the most immense joy. For she knows that as the flames lick at her heart, the heat is quickening the egg in which her successor sleeps. Her death flame is its life spark. One is linked inextricably to the other, and thus she was tied to her predecessor, and she hers to the beginning of time. She sits in her deathbed upon her nest, and she submits to the inevitable hand of fate. As the fire burns searing hot and white, she spreads her wings and breathes her final song of expiration. Meaning, closing the door to the past and opening a new one. Going through transition. And I love how they have a butterfly beside here so you can feel good about it. Shedding the old and excess. Bowing to inexorable forces and sweeping changes. The old must be set aside and burned away to make way for the new. The ancient story of the phoenix is one that is echoed and repeated in dozens of cultures. She is death and rebirth and life, encapsulated in a single symbol. Arises are associated with death, as Isis was the Greek goddess of the rainbow, which she used to travel down to earth with messages from the gods and to transport women's souls to the underworlds. Interesting piece of information. Deadly nightshade is a highly poisonous plant, symbol of deception, danger, and death. And sumac in the Victorian language of flowers says, "I shall survive the change." Oh, but sumac? What? I was saying I like sumac like the spice. Well, but I shall survive the change. Deadly nightshade is a highly poisonous plant, right? Symbol of deception, danger, and death. Healing from this situation, but remember, there's no victim template here because it was all part of the plan. This shifts your perception into balance. There's a balance being restored here of dark and light, this and that. Getting into on these last two messages, the one before this and the one before this one. You are this and that. You are whole. You are everything. That's deep. That's deep on what you've experienced down the rabbit hole of what we just shared within this message here, and the plant, the poisonous betrayal that was part of more love within yourself, and to see reflection within yourself of truth, of a resonance of truth, of an importance of truth, of an understanding of creating with truth. In whichever which way that these truth is coming together. And remember, it's a frequency. Truth is this and that as well. It's positive and negative. It's whole. So you're getting support for your trauma right now. Now, there's also a restoration being honored within the balance of time. This is going to be some sort of emotional support for letting go of the past and a balance within time. Whether you're understanding time, when you're getting into time management, but you're going to heal trauma with time. This is like healing time anxiety, because part of the mission is moving this world beyond the 4D, beyond time. So you're moving yourself beyond time. There's some sort of planning phase going on also as well to restore this balance. And it's happening within the Five of Swords. So it's happening within the mind. Action, the Father, the fire, force, meets the sun, the element of air, thought, communication of some sort. And here's the ascension, because you're ascending here. You're ascending here. Here is your ascension. And balance is restored. And trust me, I know how it feels. Oh, wait, let's get it straight. To ascend here. This is a whole lot of fun. You are clearing up conflict that is caught within your mind's eye that was caused by pain, by this betrayal. With the message we just shared here. But remember, it was part of it. And it's part of it to see something within you too, and why you don't want to create in a certain way. Okay. We got here with the message before this one that's connected to this one of recognition and the fire speaking, a fire moon speaking. This is also, we're also going from year, when we shift years, we're in year of the snake. It's a fire year next, but I already forget because it's a miracle that we're here today. Really. 100. Even with the washing machine just breaking and having something to wear. But look, the phoenix is rising from the freaking ashes. Okay, let's get it together. Let's get it straight. Let's get it in balance. Okay, so truth really be told here. You're being asked to talk less and feel more. To understand something. It's helping you to clear up here, to understand this. And what you're having a completion is understanding romance. The divine feminine and masculine got to understand some romance. And to be able to create with security. To build foundations of security where the feminine and masculine can feel safe in order to expand with their true selves and clear up heartbreak in order to trust. And this trust that is being built shifts directions. Something shifts here, but this is also connected to the wheel at winter. And a winter manifestation that is connected to the summer. Okay. Talk to the moon oracle. I feel like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. Let's talk to the Moon Oracle again. Okie dokie. This is ending a feud between the Sun and Mars. So Capricorn and Sagittarius is joined up to the party here. So this new moon in Scorpio and Sagittarius season, something is happening here. Let's see what it's connected to. Expanding with your light codes, the new, from the old structures. This is part of the tearing down of old earth and the building of what's new, but the building of what's new through you. So, confirmation right there from the universe. There's horn that just beeped twice. Now, this has to do with the masculine, the father, being in direct communication with the sun, the elements of air here in some sort of planning phase that is restoring balance as you ascend. Because you remember, you're ascending from this space and place, but all will be well. You're restoring balance through your ascension. And remember, it's from the old to the new. It's expanding through the earth, so it's going to feel some sort of way. Because what is it like when you expand through the earth? It feels some sort of way. So you're removing yourself from prison right now. You've been put in a box, literally. Look, you've been put in a box, literally, but there's purpose to this because there's Mercury retrograde. In order for you to have some sort of revision within the element of air, for you to see where you've put yourself in a box, where other people have put yourself in a box, and you're removing yourself from that box. See, this is your box you're in right here. This is your box you're in right here. You took a... And in order to get into this box, you took a fall. Precipice is here, and we got into this. We knew we were going to take a fall. This is connected to what's happening during Sagittarius season. Was taking this fall to ascend from this space and place. But you didn't know you were taking it. And you weren't supposed to know you were taking it because you need to get within your fantasy here in order for you to remove yourself from this box of prison. And it's a mental box. This is a mental box. So God caught you off guard in order for you to understand something, to create with some sort of fantasy to remove yourself from this prison. But it's authentic. This is authentic. You're removing yourself here with your truth and your will. With understanding the Father. You're in direct communication here to the Father, to Force, with your truth. Well, okay. And there's the water, showed up to the party. Thank goodness. Fulfillment. Fulfillment. And what are you fulfilling? You're fulfilling your natural instincts here. This is Artemis. This is the white goddess of Aries. Now, she's still working it out. She right here, okay, she's still working things out in life. Like, she doesn't, she's refining her impulses. She's growing from her impulses. That's why she's choking this thing out over here. And she's learning strength. And she also wears the dress that is the color of the reflection of the moon. You can't get any closer to your natural instincts. What is Aries? Aries is the child of the zodiac in order to understand love. And you're understanding love, but you're understanding authentic love. This is divine love. This love isn't fit into the programs. It's not of the programs. This love is authentic. It's of God's world. Worlds, dimensions. But this doesn't fit in. It's not checking off boxes in the 3D. You're not checking off boxes in the 3D. Because what you're doing here is you're moving away from these old what marriage looks like, what relationships looks like. Remember, you just had a completion in understanding romance in order so you could learn how to trust again and trust yourself with your own truth. And somebody didn't make you feel to trust to secure in your truth. You couldn't trust them with your truth. So the element of air came up with a solution. Let's say goodbye. Goodbye to that, because you're here to be in fulfillment. And you're here also to be in fulfillment in your highest timeline, in your greatest good, with your authenticity and your gifts. And here it is with the energy of the new world, the black goddess, Freya of Aquarius. And look at how authentic she is, and she gets it. She understands she's in the jungle. She woke up, baby. She woke up. She untwisted it. She knows she's in the jungle. She knows she's part. What is of the jungle? She's part of nature. She's not living in a world where she doesn't understand that, you know, like this. She's not sick in her dome, living in these programs, in this mental entrapment and these artificial worlds telling her who to be, telling you who to be. This is about authentically being yourself, your authenticity in God's world of what you really are. And you know how you figure out what you really are? You just go into the present moment. What are you? You go deep on that and figure it out. And you accept what is dark and what is light. What is this and what is that and what is real. And you're accepting it there with God, and you're seeing everything that you need to see. You don't have to call up everybody and tell them about it, but you can if you want to. This isn't one of those things, though. This isn't one of those things, well, I saw all these things about myself, so I better call up everybody I know. This is, I'm doing this with God. And it's graceful, and it's like the swan. Like, look, there's the swan right here. But as you do this with God, you're finding the grace within yourself. You're finding the security within yourself. Like, that's really it. Like, you know, you're in a romance with God, and you're finding security. You're finding security and fulfillment here to feel safe, to tell your truth, to remove yourself from prison after taking a fall. But it was part of the plan, and it's okay. Because now you're activated with your authenticity. Now look, this is the Aquarius energy right here. We have the black goddess Freya, right? But look at what's happening now with the connection to working with Aquarius. The activation of your authentic self. Look, you're doing it here. You're upside down. You're seeing all these shapes. You're connecting to different dimensions. You're seeing through the veil. You're having third eye activations. You're talking to God. You're so authentic here. Like, you're so authentic. You're so not afraid to be yourself here. Look, something shifts with your individuality. You needed to get back to the element of air and work with the Father and get back to your individuality, because that is what is building the economy of the new world, and that's what you're building. You're building the economy of this new world. You're doing it. You're a builder. So you got here. Okay? And then love. But this love came with a challenge. Look, this love came with a challenge. And there was an adaptation made within the element of air. Remember, that's what you're going on wherever you are over here. There's an adaptation made here in order to free yourself from prison. And now you've created stability. Means you let go of the past. So past, present, and future are one here. You just let go of the past. This is where you let go of the past with God right here. That's what this card speaks about. Where past, present, and future become one. And Hecate is here, the black goddess. And you let go of your past. You close the door to your past with God. But it happens because of what you understand here. Wait. This is the period in which the successful outcome of an emotional issue is indicated. Foregoing events have developed positively in the hoped-for direction. An emotionally secure and satisfying situation has been achieved. You are feeling fulfilled. Moon in Scorpio. Now the desired emotional outcome has been achieved. The extreme nature of this sign can cause you to be overdramatic or secretive about the whole issue. And I really feel called to get a little bit more clarification there. So, something shifts here. The tension restores the motion. You make progress. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. This is the wholeness. The emptying to being filled back up. This is connected to the 5 of Cups, being the 10 of Cups, the previous reading. And something didn't turn out. This is that betrayal. This is the betrayal that's allowed you to transform. This betrayal actually pushed you to transform. It was part of your transformation. And you cried over this spilled milk, but now you got up and you transformed. You transformed through it. It activated you. It literally activated you. Unity. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. You're meeting people now directly connected to your quest. This next part of your quest. The 5 of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. So that's what you're stuck in here. You're stuck in the 5 of Air. So you're freeing yourself within the 4 of Air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. With the Ace of Air, now look at this. Here's the clarification. You've gone now from the 5 to the Ace, but you had to start within your emotions. You had to start within your emotions and cry over some spilled milk because the bullshit didn't work out and it hurt. That then you had to see what you had to see from it because there was something to be gained from it. There was something to be learned from it. It activated your transformation. It activated your authenticity. It activated the transformation of you through your authenticity and through now support from your trauma from God. Now you already just look. Here's the 5 of Swords right here. You remove a sword, but you have to remove a sword in order to see clearly. You have to get rest. You have to get rest and renewal. Now you see clearly. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Now you're in a challenging beginning because now you freed yourself from prison with the moon. And we have totally come full circle of how we got here from the moon illuminating the 10 of Cups through the 8 of Water to the reading before. Where it's time for you to grow. Your soul said, I've grown here. It's time for, I've seen what I need to see. It's time for me to grow. And you got betrayed. So now you are going to be experiencing something else, a trustworthy relationship. Whether this relationship has a rebirth or you have a whole new relationship. But it doesn't matter because this is about you. This is about you expanding with you and God showing up for you. And you showing up for you. And you being able to show up for your people and whoever else then showing up because they're showing up. The moon, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. And you're releasing something that's holding you back. And divine masculine right now can't speak. Divine masculine can't speak because divine masculine is healing from the underworld. And there's literally a message of speak less, feel more. Like, there's no speaking. There's no speaking going on right now. Remember, feminine, you have masculine within you. Masculine, you have feminine within you. We're all doing this as one. We're all doing this as a collective. But it's like, divine masculine is literally here healing. And divine feminine is literally here healing. There's an ending within the element of air to expand with the feminine here. That's true, happening through the swords, through the mind's eye, with the masculine. And the masculine healing with force, healing with the father, understanding how to act. But the masculine cannot speak. Well, he understands how to act. And just because, let's just see how the feminine fits in here. Oh, let's get the bowl back before we say goodbye. The Fool. Look at that. The feminine is having a new beginning. The matter is having a new beginning with what has been understood within romance. It's a completion of knowledge of how to create here within romance. And now the forward movement that was created with the moon. The tension restored the motion. This is authentic now. This was all part of the plan for you to be authentic. For you to burn away your past and see your worth and see your truth and to get out of the box with it, this mental prison that your past has created for you. But it's okay because now you're in a brand new beginning. Even though it's a challenge. Alright, much love. Until next time, you know I'm sending it to you. Those good healing vibes. I look forward to seeing you when we expand next. Take care.